and a lot more speakers. So let's see, we have your slides. Amira, thank you so much. You're coming to us, I know now, from the UK, but that's not where you're from.
Yeah, originally from Egypt.
Yeah.
I would very much like to say, and my students are actually from the Middle East, so we'll take it this way.
Great. Okay, so you have 10 minutes on the clock.
All right.
Ready to go?
Let's go.
Okay, take it away.
Thank you very much, Rob, for the invitation. And thank you, Hannah, for introducing me to this wonderful community. It's my first talk, so I'm a bit nervous. I don't know if I can meet it in 10 minutes. I've squeezed it a lot, so it might be less than 10 minutes. I'll hope to meet the time. Today, the topic is about applying SAMR to upgrade the teaching materials. And it's a personal experience. I'm a very conventional teacher. I worked in the physical classroom a lot, and I enjoyed and I thrive interacting with my students in the physical classroom. But of course, as a result of what happened, I had to migrate to the online teaching. And I found out and I realized that I have to change basically all my instructional materials. I have to update, I have to modify, and I have even to redesign some of my tasks. So having known nothing to do with the online before that, I started basically researching the online teaching. And once I researched the online teaching, I realized that there are some decisions that needs to be taken. And of course, my colleagues earlier spoke about it. So first of all, how am I going to teach online? Am I going to teach online synchronously? Or am I going to teach online asynchronously? So basically synchronously when you're doing what we are doing now. It's a live conference. We are meeting our students live. It's a fantastic opportunity to interact, to meet with our students, to ask, to group them. So it's my actually piece of cake. This is what I really like. It's my cup of tea. However, there is also the other side of teaching online, which is the asynchronous type of learning. This means you are basically uploading your work and on a platform, and in this platform you are putting all your teaching materials, you're putting all your contents, and your learners work them on their own pace. So examples of the synchronous platforms that we could use are, of course, the Zoom that we're using now. There is Skype, there is Google Meet, and there is Teams. So all of them are fantastic ones, but because I found personally that Zoom is the most teacher-friendly and quite straightforward, so it was very appealing to me. So I decided that I'm going to use Zoom. So I meet my students once a week. Then I said, okay, then the synchronous, I can make use of that as well. So what I did was I chose the blended approach, which my colleague was talking about just before me. I decided to get the best of both worlds. So get the advantage of the interaction, of meeting the students live, of answering questions, of grouping my students, of listening to them and networking with them. So that was one thing. And at the same time, I recorded my sessions and I post them on Google Classroom. I designed assignments. I used the Quizlet and Powtoon to make students work on so like that's modifying and updating my activities. So I used both the synchronous and asynchronous online teaching. Now, again, to modify my activities, I came across a model, the SAMR model. Now, the SAMR model is a way, or as a tool, a model to help teachers evaluate how can they incorporate technology into their instructional practice. They basically thought of 4 ways that the teacher could use to change their teaching activities. It was designed by Robin Pentadora, and the name is quite difficult for me, but I hope I did it right, back in 2017. So the idea was there are 4 levels for you to update your teaching materials. And for me, it was very convenient because somebody who did not use it at all started using it. Then we can start from level 1, which is for me substitution. If I'm using a PowerPoint presentation in my classroom, I can use a PowerPoint presentation in my virtual classroom. So that's basically the technology here acts as a direct substitute with no functional change. If I'm asking my students to write to write something, an assignment, then they are writing it or they are typing it online. So there was no physical change, and it was quite comfortable for me to just to be their life. Without having to meet all these tools, all these gimmicks, all these applications, which were very difficult to me. Now, the second step, sorry, what am I doing now? The second step I did was like, okay, let us modify our work a bit. So I came to the second level, which is the augmentation. Here, if my slides were quite static, then let me animate them. Let me put every point independently and work on it, cover the point, then move to the second point. But I still, so the second point was I would change the technology. Sorry, I would use the technology, I will substitute it directly, but I will use it with some functional change, just like the animation, the colors, these kind of things. Also, I asked my students to use their videos, to use their PowerPoint presentations and share it with me. Then there is the third level, which is the modification. And here we have, you could allow significant redesign of the task. So instead of doing the things on a slideshow or PowerPoint, I can use Google Slide, which is more interactive. Students can work with me on the same presentation at the same time. I can group my students and they could work on Google Doc. So I started modifying my activities a bit and helping my students, working with my students as well. Now, the fourth level, which I can't say that I'm very good at, but I'm really trying my hands on it, is the redefinition. And here you are recreating a task. Absolutely. It was previously inconceivable. You could not do it. But now, with the help of technology, you could recreate it. And I used Potones, I used videos, I used Kahoot to help my students work on these kind of things. They were not able to do it before. So after with the technology, on the fourth level, I started using. Still, I cannot confirm that I'm a good user. I'm still, as I said, I'm still a beginner in this level. Now, if you've noticed that there is, there are two different, every two layers or every two ways are grouped together. So the first part is mainly related to enhancing your instruction. You're just modifying it a bit and you are taking your baby steps to the online world. But the second level is the transformation. And when it comes to the transformation, you're mastering your tools more and you are changing your learning objective, you're making your learning objective more effective and you are helping. Of course, all our goals as teachers is to move from level 1 and 2 to level 3 and 4. It's a route, it's a journey, so enjoy the journey because it's really funny and it's really enjoyable. What I really notice is that the SAMR is quite compatible with our beloved Bloom's taxonomy. So we're having two levels in SAMR, enhancement and transformation, we are having basically two levels, so 6 levels grouped into 2 categories with Bloom's revised taxonomy. So we have the remember, we have the understand, we have the apply, that these are 3 together grouped, and then the other group would be analyze, evaluate, and create. Again, we have this division, every 3 is categorized independently. So we have the lower order thinking, and we're having the higher order thinking. So in this way, if you go here, so if you to do a comparison between SAMR and Bloom's taxonomy, we find out that the augmentation and substitution would very much appeal to the lower order thinking, which is the remember, understand, and apply. And the evaluate analyze and create are related to the modification and the redefinition. So basically, as you are growing, as you are developing your learners using Bloom's taxonomy, you can develop your teaching instruction using the SAMR. So both of them work hand in hand. I think I'm moving faster than I wanted to, but I'm saying that it's personally quite an interesting and very much grateful. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. It's a personal experience. I still have my happy students, so none of them has run away from me. So they're still with me and they are still happy with me, and I'm happy with them as well. So that is the whole thing. It is basically the same teacher, but we are just using different tools. That's basically it today. And I want to thank you, Rob, and EFLtalks for the opportunity, and happy anniversary. I know that I finished way early because I was so much stressed. I wanted to finish. I was so worried that I might not meet the time.
No, you were fine.